Hey my beautiful loves, it is Ashley Love, founder of the I Am Simply Beautiful Global Movement, and it's been a while since I've done any type of inspirational video. Gosh, it's been almost a month really since I did a video, because I have had something amazing in store in my life, and I've been able to take some steps in a direction that I've been trying to go for a really long time. And I want to come to you today, especially those of you who are in a place in your life where you're not sure which way to go. You may have tried so many different things and they're not working out, they're not going your way, and maybe you just are ready to say, the heck with it, I'm done, I want to give up. Let me tell you something. If I would have given up even 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a month ago, I wouldn't be seeing some of the most amazing things come to reality in my own life. Sometimes, you know, they always say right before your breakthrough is when everything seems like it's falling apart. And believe me, I've been there. When you seem like you're running in circles and you don't know which way to go, and you try to make a move and then it doesn't work, and you try something else and that doesn't work, and you just get frustrated. And that right there is where not only do you talk about faith and you can say every single day that you have faith, but that point right there is where you really got to walk it out in faith. You can't give up. You can't quit just because things aren't going the direction that you want them to go, or they're not coming fast enough. You know, oftentimes we truly screw up a good blessing because we end up trying to do things in our time or when we want it to happen, and we don't wait until it's the right time. Because see, when it's the right time, things come together. You don't have to worry. There's not the stress. You feel good about it. When it's the wrong time is when, oh my gosh, you're having to literally go through hell. And even at the end of that, a lot of times things don't work out for you. And so if you right now are in a space in your life where you're not sure which way to go, or you're running in circles, the number one thing is to not give up. Do not give up, because I'm telling you, the time in your life when things go the worst or seem like there's no way out is right before your breakthrough. You know, we often see runners on TV, and I've heard many of them be interviewed, and they say the hardest part of the race is that final sprint to the finish line, because your body has been continuously moving. Your body is tired. It wants to shut down. It wants to say, you know what, the heck with this race, I'm through. But that's when their mentality kicks in. Their drive and their motivation then kicks in to say, hey, you know what? You can't quit. I don't give a damn if you're tired. I don't give a damn if freaking your muscles feel like they are literally tearing apart. You are going to make it through this race. And that's where that literal mentality of, I'm going to make it. And you have to have that mind shift no matter what's going on in your life. No matter how many times you've been right here and things didn't work out, you've got to keep going and to keep pushing. Because wouldn't it be sad? You know, I would rather, at the end of my life, I would rather look back and say, you know what? I did some things and they didn't work out, you know, but I did them, and I saw what the end result was, and I continued to push. And even though it might not have gone my way, you know, everything didn't go my way, but I know that I tried. I would rather look back and be able to say that than to look back and say, you know what, but what if I would have kept going? What if I'd have took that next step? What if, you know what, I wouldn't have laid down and said the heck with it, but I would have just tried just a little bit harder, or went for a little bit longer. And so my message to you is to not give up, to keep going regardless of what your circumstances are. Let me tell you something. There recently, there has been a time in my life where I was like, you know what? Some instances happened, and I was like, the plans that I had for 2018, y'all, were not coming the way I thought they were going to come. You know, I had this great and gravy plan, and it didn't work. And things seemed to, instead of moving me closer to my goals and closer to my dreams and this vision that I had, it moved me further away from it. And it literally made me feel like, dang, hopeless to a certain degree. Of how am I going to get to these goals? How am I going to get to what I see and I feel, and I can even touch and taste it, like I'm ready for it? Why can't I get there? Everything that I do seems to, something goes wrong. And it prevents me from getting closer. But had I have given up, or had I have said, you know what, even those circumstances and even people, you know, people will tell you freaking that what you're doing is not right. People will tell you that your dream and your vision and your goals aren't worth it, or that you're not going to be able to do it. There's going to be naysayers along the way. There's going to be people who are like, you know what, your dream is like far from your reach. Your dream is a fairy tale. It's not going to happen. But that's even more so when you've got to stay focused. You've got to grind. You've got to keep going. And you've got to literally, in your mind, if you cannot silence people out of your life, you've got to silence them in your mind and say, you know what? I'm not going to let this affect me and prevent me from reaching the goals that I know that I can attain. Because people only think as far as their beliefs are. So if they have what I call your glass ceiling, if they have a glass ceiling of a certain level in their life, and they say, you know what, I can't go no further than this. This is where I'm going to be. And you let them project that upon you, then you are putting yourself in the same glass box that they're placing themselves in. And that's why they can't make it any further in their life, and you'll be down the same path as they are. And so, besides the fact that I want you to keep going, and I want you to keep growing, and I want you to keep focusing, I also want you to literally be your own cheerleader and stop having to have validation from everybody else, because everybody is not going to understand your dream and your goals. Everybody is not going to be for you. There's going to be people that are jealous of you, that don't give a dang about you, that are right beside you and are in your ear, but still don't give a dang about you. And you've got to separate yourself from that. And you've got to say, you know what? The hell with it. Everybody in the world can be against me, but I'm going to make this dream a reality. And I don't care what they say, what they think, or what they do. This is my baby. And I'm going to birth this. And next, I want you to stop comparing your life to everybody else's life. Because see, if you stay on the course towards your dream or whatever goal you want to make happen, you're distancing yourself from negativity, but you're comparing yourself to everybody else and what they've got going on, you're going to get nowhere, because you're going to be depressed about what they're doing. Why did they get there faster than you did? Why did their results come more than yours? Why do they seem happier? Let me tell you something. So what if theirs came faster? So what if theirs is better? You are on your own journey in this life. You were born alone. You're going to die alone. You're on this journey with yourself. You're not on this journey with them and what they've got going on over there. And a lot of times, y'all, honestly, and I've learned this in my own life many, many, many times, especially in business. Especially in business. I put an emphasis on that. Is just because you see somebody freaking rocking it on social media, rocking it at events, does not mean that their life is perfect at all. There are some great fakes and phonies out in this world. There are some people who can make their life look glitz and glamour and then turn around and freaking you realize that you've been sucked into this so-called picture of perfection, that all of a sudden you are like, you know what the heck is this? Because people are getting awfully good with putting up the good parts of their life, their smiles and their laughs and their happy moments, but they don't show what they're going through or the other side of their life. And so stop comparing yourself to everybody else, because just like they say, you might be comparing your grass to theirs, but their grass is fake, and that's why it looks so good. But once you get up close, you realize that it's definitely not what it seems. And the last thing that I'm going to tell you today about really continuing to go when you feel like you have nothing left is never, ever, ever forget why you're doing it. Never forget why you're doing it. Regardless of what goal it is, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish in your life, never forget why you're doing it. I oftentimes, before I even go to try to put in the effort to reach a goal, I often ask myself, why? What value is this bringing to your life? How is it going to make you feel when you get there? I envision all of that. Because when times get rough, just like we talked about earlier, the runner, when the runner gets to that point where their body's shutting down, their mind has to kick in. When you get to that point where you're like, you know what, the hell with it, the bills are coming in and I can't pay them. Freaking what I thought was going to be gravy isn't. You know, the results aren't happening. That's the time where you're going to have to let that little voice within you kick in and say, you know what, but you're doing this because this is how this is going to make you feel. This is what the end result of your effort is going to do for you. And that's what's going to keep you going. When you feel like you can't take another step or you can't take another breath, knowing your why is what's going to propel you to not say, I give up, I'm done, I'm throwing in the towel. And so I hope that these tips have helped you today. Like I said, I've gone through, 2018 wasn't the year that I expected it to be. when I planned it. I know we are moving on into the 4th quarter. Can you believe it? We are almost to the 4th quarter of 2018. I cannot believe it. The last 3 months of the year. But it hasn't been what I had planned. But sometimes you got to change your plans. And sometimes you have to go a different route. You know, and it's easy. It's easy to give up when your plans don't seem to go their way. But I just wish for you in your life that you're able to keep going. You're able to reach a level beyond your wildest dreams, and that you are able to make it to the finish line and to be able to say, you know what, I did it. I am proud of myself. I did it. I've overcome, and I've done it. I'm here. And so I hope you have a truly wonderful, wonderful and blessed day. I am looking forward to really getting back into the swing of things as far as my inspirational, motivational videos. I want to do some features as far as the I Am Simply Beautiful movement. You know, moving has kind of gotten me off course a little bit, but I'm getting myself right back on. And I've got an unboxing that I just am putting up, and I've got some more stuff coming for y'all. So I hope you will like this video, subscribe, please comment things that are going on in your life, comment that you commit to overcoming them, you commit to pushing forward, and I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a blessed day.